Good afternoon, students. This is Professor Inglet. I'm going to pull up a PowerPoint on the research proposal. All right. The research proposal is your first major assignment in the English 1213 course. And the idea is to choose your topic or issue that is debatable, some kind of debatable issue. I have some topics in the course, or you can go to the New York Times article, 401 prompts for argumentative writing. Let me click on that. Under 401 prompts, we have many different debatable topics. One topic focuses on social media and smartphones. Does technology make us more alone? Yes or no? Notice these topics tend to have a yes or a no answer to them. That gives you a sense that they're debatable. Is social media making us more narcissistic? Yes or no? That would be a good topic for your research proposal. Does Facebook need a dislike button? That may not be enough information for a full research proposal, so you may not want to do that topic. Are anonymous social media networks dangerous? You'd have to research that and find out. The answer is yes or no. And you get to make that decision on which way you want to focus on the essay. Is Pokemon Go a positive cultural force? Or is it another excuse for people to stare at their phones? You can write an interesting paper on Pokemon if you wish. Another topic is technology in schools in the future. Does technology in the classroom ever get in the way of learning? Maybe the cell phone gets in the way of learning sometimes. Can cell phones be educational tools? Again, the answer could be yes, they can, or no, they cannot. So it's a debatable topic when you have two different sides of the topic. What role will robots play in our future? That topic sounds interesting. It probably needs to be uh, worked out a little bit better than that question because it's not a yes or no answer. Gender issues. Is school designed more for girls than boys? Is single sex education still useful? Is there too much pressure on girls to have perfect bodies? What does it mean to be a real man? Do we need to teach boys and men to be more emotionally honest? Interesting questions. I'm going to go down to dating and sex. Should couples live together before marriage? Yes or no? Could following these directions make you fall in love with a stranger? I'm not sure what that means. You'd have to click on it to find out. Are affirmative consent rules a good idea? Should the morning after pill be sold over the counter to people under 17? I saw one there. Is cheerleading a sport? Um, yes or no? TV? Does reality TV promote dangerous stereotypes? Do violent video games make people more violent in real life? So anyway, you can go through these lessons and decide for yourself, how should parents discipline their kids? When does discipline become child abuse? Should parents bribe their children? You would just focus on one question, not all of these in the category. Being a teenager, school, do teachers assign too much homework? I think we do. Are high school students being worked too hard? Does your homework help you learn? Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. School rules, discipline, grading and testing, time in school, college and career, lots of different topics. So you get to choose which topic that you want to focus on. And once you decide that topic, then you can write your research proposal based on that topic idea. Let me explain a little bit about the research proposal in more detail. It says throughout English Composition 2, you'll explore, research, and create arguments about an issue of your choosing. The primary goal is to highlight a problem that is observable and definable. Also, you want to highlight a program, a problem that is debatable, that has a yes or no type of answer to it, such as the following. Should K through 12 students be required to learn a second language? Yes, they should be required. No, they should not be required. And that would be your topic. And then your thesis would focus on which way you plan to pursue that topic. The requirements of the research proposal, the essay should include the following. You should have it should be an MLA format with your name on the left side of the paper, date, class, period, name of the title of the research proposal, uh, page numbers as well. It should be 1.5 to 2 pages double spaced. That's a 12-point font, not including the works cited page. You should also have one source in this particular research proposal, a minimum of one source other than your personal observations cited in the paper. This source may be one you plan to use in the rest of the essays. So you're writing a research proposal and you'll be writing on the same topic throughout the entire semester. So our first essay after the research proposal is the classical argument. Then you have the Rogerian argument, and then finally the Toulmin analysis. All three of these topics, all three of these papers should focus on the same topic that you produce in the research proposal. A little bit more about the task to complete. For this assignment, write a research proposal on a topic found to be a problem in society. The research proposal aims to give a good overview of the problem. That's number one, a good overview of the problem. Number two, propose what you expect to accomplish with your research. And number three, explain how you plan to conduct your research. And I go into more details about that here in the research paper proposal outline. First thing you want to do is introduce the topic of your problem or issue that you will research and attempt to resolve. Some of the questions you might ask yourself: what is the significance of this issue? How does this issue impact some kind of audience? Provide insight into the relevance of the issue, and a thesis that states the proposal's main point. So in that opening paragraph, you want to have a thesis statement, a thesis sentence that kind of maps out your entire research proposal. This thesis sentence relates to K through 12 educational system and language learning. Incorporating second language learning into the K through 12 educational system is essential for enhancing cognitive development, fostering cultural awareness, and preparing students for success in a globalized world. I like the 3-point thesis statement here. Second language learning is important. Why is it important? It enhances 1, cognitive development. It fosters 2, cultural awareness. And 3, it prepares students for success in a globalized world. So for your thesis statement, try to have 3 points, 3 main points that you want to focus on in your topic sentences for your classical argument paper and your research proposal. That's a good thesis. Next, after you introduce the topic to your reader and you establish a thesis, you want to summarize what you already know about the issue. What do you already know about second language learning in the classroom? Or what do you already know about the topic that you plan to pursue? Explain and describe what you already know about the issue. How does the issue impact society? What factors contribute to the issue's ongoing presence? So those questions can be answered in that particular research proposal outline. Next, you want to summarize your research approach. Explain what more you need to learn about the issue. What do you plan to research regarding the issue? Will you have to clarify terms and concepts? You might have to define some terms and concepts. What research is needed for the opposing viewpoint? What kinds of sources will you use for your research? What strengths will they lend to the paper? How will they help clarify the points you want to make? How will you gather your sources? And you can pull out each of these questions and free write, brainstorm and free write in your research proposal, and you'll have plenty of topics to pursue in this particular part of the research approach. Next, each of these areas would be their own paragraphs. So this would be another paragraph that you would focus on. Summary of your intended audience. Who are you writing for? Describe the intended audience for your research If you're doing second language learning, the audience could be teachers, or it could be K through 12 students, or it could be parents. So identify which kind of audience you plan to focus your research on. Don't say general audience, try to be more specific with your audience. Who needs to know about this issue? Is the audience general, specialized, or both? Try to find a specialized audience, don't focus on a general audience for the research proposal. Try to define some kind of audience for this particular research proposal. Discuss what people or groups of people might benefit from reading your paper. How will your audience benefit from your research? All good questions to ask. Finally, your conclusion that addresses what is at stake if the problem is not solved, what happens if the problem is not solved, and why is it worthy of a solution. So you can go into some detail there about what happens if the problem is not solved and why it is worthy of a solution. So those are the elements of the research proposal outline that you want to focus on. For the grading process for the research proposal, I will grade it based on these points here. You use academic language and conventions of standard American English, that's worth 5 points. You'll format an essay utilizing MLA style formatting, that's 10 points. We'll present information in a unified and coherent manner, that's the organizational structure of the paper, that's 15 points. And finally, that your essay responds to all or parts of the prompt, that's 20 points. So the research proposal is worth 50 points. That's the first assignment in the class. And that's really all I wanted to talk about. If you have questions, please email me at jinglet@occc.edu, JINGLETT@occc.edu. Thanks for listening.